Action items, we have 2.0.
We didn't finish the committees.
That's all we have on committees.
We have strategic planning.
We don't have strategic planning committee. These are standing committees. Strategic planning is not a standing committee. I know advocacy committee we also had, and I did speak with Maureen with respect to advocacy committee, and we'll, I think we'll discuss it further maybe over the summer at the August 18th meeting, but not during the reorg meeting, because it's not standing.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. How did we decide to wait on those two?
Well, Maureen is the chair of the advocacy committee.
Okay. But I'm also a member of the committee, and I'm unaware.
Right. Well, at the end of the year, all the committees have now been dissolved. There's no function for each of those committees. So whether or not we continue on with those committees, it's not for reorg. Unless it's a standing committee, we can do those in a regular board meeting. At which time, with respect to the advocacy, in my conversations with Maureen, and I would rather her be here to continue this discussion. However, she's willing. She wants to wait on that at this point. As right now, they're not doing anything right now. There's nothing on their plate right now, and she'd rather wait.
There's always something to advocate for.
There is definitely always something.
Yeah.
But especially because she's not here. So once again, it's not a reorg issue. So.
Terry, will that come up, as it says, at a later meeting?
Yes, possibly.
As to whether we're having it?
Yes, on the.
It's just not because Maureen's not here.
Maureen's not here, and again, it's not part of the reorg. So.
Well, okay. Again, I don't recall a discussion about strategic planning not happening, and I understand what you're saying about it not being a standing committee. But strategic planning is a major part of the Board of Education work.
If I remember correctly, Teresa, you were on the strategic planning committee as well. When the committee made their recommendation back in March, I believe it was, they handed it over to Dr. Adams, and he has been actually presenting at a couple of meetings with respect to his strategic planning.
Right.
Strategic planning.
Dissolved the strategic planning committee at that time.
Dissolved it?
Well, it wasn't.
Dissolved is the wrong word, but Dr. Adams was going to have his team, and his team went on the strategic planning committee.
In collaboration with the board committee, not instead of.
That's not correct. And in fact, it was said at the March meeting that because we had no function for dissolving the committee or revoking the committee status, it was advised at that time that the committees to conduct no further business on behalf of the board.
I don't recall that being part of the meeting.
To
conduct no further business.
We can check back at the minutes. I know I said it, so we can do that. And
to conduct no further business, or to wait for the administration to do their work and then take the information and
there was
work
no
with
further action to be taken by the strategic planning committee, because, and I was at that last meeting, the strategic planning committee's last meeting, and Teresa, if you correct me if I'm
I don't
wrong.
know the exact wording, but that was the gist of it.
That is the meeting I attended, actually, at your request, yeah. There was no talk of dissolving it at that meeting.
It was turned over to, and Teresa actually spoke mostly onto this issue, it was going to be turned over to administration to put through a process, which they have begun.
So the committee came up with a resolution to bring up to the board that we all agreed as a board, a general board, to then delegate to the administration some fact-finding and community outreach. But it was not instead of the committee, and there was no talk about dissolution at all at the last strategic planning committee, at least meeting that I attended, which was the last one.
Actually, it was.
We have to pull up the notes because
Right.
it was, you know, and again, it's not standing committee, so it can always be brought up at the next meeting if happened.
Sure.
But I do know, and maybe the words were no action taken. I don't have the words behind them, but
Right.
we can pull that up to see exactly what it is.
I also recall, Teresa, if you and I attending the National School Board Association meeting, we had observed and actually joked about the fact that almost every workshop you walked into, the National School Board Association meeting ended up about, you know, mission goals, statements, mission statements, goals, and all of that as strategic planning. And we were, sending workshops.
Exactly, and I think Dr. Adams presented had an excellent
right.
presentation with respect to the strategic planning and the process that would take place.
As a role of the board, not the administration.
We can continue this, Amani, but it's a reorg meeting. It's not going to be, there will be no strategic planning committees established in this reorg meeting. So if you want to talk about it at another point in time.
Well, it seems like that decision was made without everyone's input, though.
It's not a standing committee, Amani. It's not a standing committee. So I'm going to continue with the action items. Action items 2.01. Hold on. 2.01. 2.01 through 2.39, if I have the most updated version in front of me.